What if bookkeeping took 0 minutes each month? That sounds like a dream, right? Well, that's the power of automation. I'm Alex, and welcome to Business Finance 101. When I first started my business, I spent my first year completely drowning in spreadsheets. It was a nightmare of manual entries, categorizing receipts, and constantly worrying if I was setting aside enough for taxes. I felt like I was spending more time managing money than actually making it. Then, I decided enough was enough. I built a fully automated cash flow system that runs entirely on autopilot. It changed everything. In this video, I am going to reveal the 3 core tools and processes that will help you build your own system and free up at least 10 to 15 hours a week for actual growth work. We're talking about more time for marketing, sales, product development, the things that actually move the needle. So, let's dive into the first and most foundational idea. Bank-level rule-based transfers. This is where the magic really begins. The concept is simple. You tell your money where to go before it even hits your main account, and the bank does all the work for you. The first step is to link your business and personal accounts within your banking or accounting software. Most modern platforms like QuickBooks Online or even free options like Wave make this incredibly easy and secure. You just connect them once, and they stay synced. Once your accounts are linked, you set up recurring rules for how every single dollar of revenue gets allocated. A popular and effective model, based on the profit-first methodology, is to split your income into different buckets. For example, you could set a rule that for every deposit that comes in, 80% immediately goes to your main operating account. This is the money you use for day-to-day business expenses. Then, you can have another rule that sends 10% directly to a separate tax reserve account. This is a game changer. No more scrambling at tax time because the money is already set aside, untouchable. Finally, the remaining 10% can be automatically transferred to your personal savings or owner's pay account. This ensures you're paying yourself consistently. The best part: the bank executes this split immediately after each and every deposit. A client pays an invoice for $1,000. Boom! 800 goes to operations, 100 to taxes, and 100 to your pocket, all without you lifting a finger. This eliminates manual allocation completely. You're no longer the bottleneck in your own financial system. You set the rules once, and your system runs flawlessly in the background, giving you perfect clarity on your financial position at all times. It forces discipline and removes the temptation to spend money that should be reserved for taxes or profit. This single strategy is the bedrock of a stress-free financial life as an entrepreneur. Now, let's move on to the second idea, which tackles one of the most annoying tasks for any business owner: managing receipts and expenses. This is where receipt scanning and expense tagging automation comes in. Think about all the time you've wasted manually entering data from a crumpled receipt you found in your wallet. It's tedious, and it's easy to make mistakes or miss out on valuable deductions. The solution is to use a dedicated app like Dext, formerly Receipt Bank, or Shoeboxed. These apps are designed to do one thing exceptionally well: capture and process your receipts. The process is incredibly simple. You get a receipt, whether it's from a coffee meeting, a software subscription, or office supplies, and you just take a quick picture of it with your phone using the app. That's it. The app then uses optical character recognition, or OCR technology, to scan the receipt, pull out all the key information like the vendor name, the date, and the total amount, and then it automatically categorizes the expense for you. But here's where it gets really powerful. You integrate this app directly with your main accounting software, like the QuickBooks Online or Wave we mentioned earlier. Once integrated, every time you scan a receipt, the app doesn't just store the data, it pushes the expense directly into the correct ledger in your accounting system. So that $5 coffee is instantly recorded as a meals and entertainment expense with the digital receipt attached as proof. You can even set up custom rules. For instance, you can tell the app that any expense from Amazon Web Services should always be categorized as software and subscriptions. This level of automation means you'll never miss a deductible again. Your books are always up to date, accurate, and audit-proof with a digital paper trail for everything. This isn't just about saving time. It's about maximizing your tax deductions and having complete confidence in your financial records. All right, on to our third and final idea for total financial automation: zero-touch invoicing and payment collection. Getting paid should be the easy part of running a business, but for so many of us, it's a source of constant stress and administrative overhead. Chasing late payments, sending reminders, and manually reconciling payments with invoices can eat up a huge chunk of your week. This is where platforms like FreshBooks, Zoho Invoice, or even the invoicing features within QuickBooks come into play. These tools let you create and send professional, branded invoices in just a few clicks. But the real power lies in the automation features you can enable. When you create an invoice, you can embed auto payment links directly into it. This means your client receives the invoice and can immediately pay with their credit card or through a bank transfer via integrations like Stripe or PayPal. It removes friction and makes it as easy as possible for them to pay you on the spot. But what if they don't pay on time? This is where the zero-touch part really shines. You can activate automated reminders. For example, you can set the system to send a friendly follow-up email 3 days before the due date, on the due date, and then maybe every 7 days after it becomes overdue. You can even program the system to automatically apply late fees after a certain period. The system effectively becomes your polite but persistent accounts receivable clerk, chasing payments for you, so you don't have to. This saves you from having those awkward conversations and preserves your client relationships. To complete the cycle, you can set up a payment to deposit rule. When a client's payment comes in through Stripe or PayPal, you can have that money automatically routed to the correct bank account, your main operating account. From there, the bank-level rules we talked about in the first step kick in, splitting the funds into operations, taxes, and profit. From sending the invoice to having the money perfectly allocated in your bank accounts, the entire process happens without you touching a thing. It's a completely closed loop. So, let's recap. We've covered 3 powerful strategies to automate your business finances. First, setting up bank-level rule-based transfers to automatically allocate your income. Second, using receipt scanning apps to capture and categorize expenses on autopilot. And third, implementing zero-touch invoicing to get paid faster and without the hassle. By combining these 3 systems, you're not just saving a few minutes here and there. You are fundamentally transforming your relationship with your business finances, moving from a reactive, stressful position to one of proactive, automated control. You reclaiming those 10 to 15 hours a week and dedicating them to what you do best, growing your business. If you're ready to reclaim those lost hours and finally get your bookkeeping to run on autopilot, smash that thumbs up button, subscribe for more practical business tips, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss our next video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time on Business Finance 101.